Yes, I do. I have three questions actually.
Oh, amazing. Okay. All right.
Because I'd already I, like I've been trying to learn on my own so far, but that's why I realized I do need a mentorship program where I can directly ask somebody. That's why I chose Valley
Oh,
Corp Shop.
all right.
So my first question is how do I transition? I have certification and experience in social media management and marketing for like 3 years. I've been doing
Awesome.
it for
Okay.
3 years. I've been doing it for 3 years now. So I'm thinking about I'm transitioning. How do I transition from traditional spaces to Web3, and what what roles are available for someone like me with the certifications and experience that I have?
Okay. You are jumping right straight into the class, but it's a question that I would have answered eventually, right? Okay. So but then I can answer it right now. So yes, you've been able to. So the first thing I ask people is, even if you have like zero experience, zero knowledge or zero skills, because most people think they do. The first thing I do is I start with assessing your current strengths, and it's a great thing you have social media management and you will have like 3 years experience. That's amazing because it's a very it's a transferable skill. Now, the first thing to do when you have a skill like that is to identify skill gaps that you have right now, because the fundamentals in marketing, social media management is a part of digital marketing. So the fundamental of marketing is the same thing, but obviously the industry is different and the expectations is different. Let me take for example now, if you're going to get a job in the crypto space, in the Web3 space, as a social media manager, in fact, in any marketing role, you have to be um X native. Like you have someone that is called terminally on X. Like you have to be someone that lives on Twitter. So we're going to look at find out what the skill gaps are first of all, and how do we identify that. So the first thing to do is, this is now where you use job boards. Like I said, I don't use job boards for opportunities because it's a race against you're racing with millions of people, and the chances are you are doing like 100 to 1 opportunities. So, but this is where job board comes in. You're going to use the job board to access. So this is like going to be your first assignment that I'm going to give you. You're still going to do the assignments in the website, but then let's go to one of the websites for crypto jobs, Web3 jobs.
Okay, ma'am.
So I'm going to share the tab right now. Tell me if you can see my screen.
I can. I can see it.
Okay. Okay. So now this is a very popular um, Web3 job site. Like other ones are like crypto job list, and we have crypto.jobs and every other one. But this one has become more popular. It's younger than the rest, but it's now more popular. So the first thing to do is changes to remote, and so let's look through all this. So social media management falls under non-tech skills. These are categories. Is that you, Deborah? Deborah, welcome to the class.
Thank you, ma.
Sorry for your network. Um, you can meet yourself. I'll let me just touch what I'm saying now. I'll come back and walk you through what we've said so far. All right. Just just mute yourself, please. Thank you. All right. Okay. So social media management falls under non-tech. So if you go through all these categories and you can't find it, any of it, let me see if I can even see it, any category for it at all. See community management. So it falls under non-tech. So we're going to go to non-tech. So the idea is you go to what you're looking out for now is a social media management role. So I want to see what employers, because these job roles are from different employers, right? And you want to see what their expectations are. Now, in crypto space, hiring can be very crazy. What I mean by crazy is you can't a project hires based on their needs. In fact, the definition of their expectations of you is dependent on their needs, and sometimes not necessarily. And sometimes it can even overshoot. You might end up wearing multiple hats under your, let's say, social media management. Now, for example, social media manager, you're not expected to like create content per se, but you might need to. You might become a content creator in the process. So sometimes the expectations of from projects are different. So you want to see what are the expectations from the job post. So use here to find out what the um, gaps are, and then you make a list of your current experiences, like the experience you have. And when you're making that list of that experience, now you're not making it in the sense of, oh, I did this, I like in the sense of things you did while working there, but more like what you achieved in achievements. So you grew the handle from this to this, you impressions this to this. Um, so those KPIs that matter to your skill, those are things that you're going to like bring out, because those are things that will show that you have experience, even though you're not crypto native yet, but you are coming with this experience. I'm going to use someone as an example, like me now. I'm going to use myself and someone else as an example. Um, the first job I got in the crypto space was social media management, and that was in 2019. And what helped me was because I already managed two different accounts. Didn't two, I think it was more than two, three accounts. My church's account then when I was serving, and a couple of other communities that, and I did those things because I wanted to like build experience. I didn't even know I was going to like transition into Web3 eventually, but because of the foundational experience I had from Web2, I was able to say, yes, I've managed social media before and I can do this. And that was how I was able to start managing social media account for that crypto community. So, and then there's this other lady on X. She's currently the CMO of Hype Marketing Agency. She transitioned from marketing from Web2 into Web3 space, and she came in with her traditional experience. So I'm just trying to like tell you that it's not strange at all to transfer your skills that you already have. I don't even advise you trying to get a new skill, because it's going to take you a while trying to do that. So it's always it's you save time leveraging on the experience you already have, and just um, build a bit of crypto native experience. Not like experience per se, but like your knowledge base. What are the things that are expected of someone who is going to manage a crypto social media account? So I'm going to scroll through and find. Oh, great! Thank God, I didn't have to scroll too long. Can you see this now? Okay, so this is let me expand the screen. So, Debbie, I know you might be feeling lost, but I'm going to get back to you very soon.
Yes, I can.
Sorry, who said I can?
Debbie, good evening, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Um, okay. So, Debbie, just don't, please. I know you might be feeling a bit lost, but I'll get back to you soon. So now, Bola, this So you're going to pick out, this is one. So I think this is what I just told you now, social media content manager, crypto native. Are you seeing this? So these are two different, this is from Cabbage, this is from Gen Layer Labs. So sometimes roles can overlap a lot in the crypto space and you can wear multiple hats. So this is where you're going to like even learn if learn to be someone who can, if you can multitask, that's going to be like a great skill. Adapting, like soft skills, this crypto space is going to test your soft skills, ability to adapt, ability to like pivot with your projects fast. You may be working on something today and tomorrow tell you, oh yeah, I'm working on something else, and you have to switch your mind, switch your everything, and so this space is entirely different from the traditional Web2 space that you're coming from. Taking from me, having worked at a startup where everything has to like move so fast. So now we're going to look at these two roles. Thank God that I'm seeing these two up here. But this is going to be your first assignment. We're going to use this night, maybe before tomorrow's class, and find out the gaps. I want to see a list of your current competencies, and the things you achieved, and then look at come here and find at least five different roles and identify the gaps. So now let's look at this one now. They said they are looking for a social media manager who is responsible for developing and implementing strategies to increase awareness, engagement, and lead generation to social media platforms. So it means that you need understanding of social media trends. That's another that's very important in crypto. If you're going to be a social media person or any marketing role at all, you need to be in touch with what's happening in the crypto space. Like for example, now today in the Solana ecosystem, there was an announcement that stocks can now be traded in the crypto space. The normal stocks that are tradable in the traditional markets, stock exchanges, can now be traded in the crypto space. And that's like a massive news on Solana ecosystem and also on one other platform like that. So you need to keep tabs on that and then find out, okay, what does this mean for your projects where you're working? Or if let's say you don't have a job yet, how do you tap into that to position yourself as someone who keeps ahead of, who is in touch with trends? So now, this is what they're looking for. So they're expecting you are obsessed with social media, like I told you, and know IG, TikTok, X, and Twitter algorithms inside out. Now, crypto is natively on X, but because of the like I said, this thing I'm teaching now, because I'm just like in some classes, before now, but I'm still going to backtrack and start from the beginning. But regardless, I hope you're following, Bola. Or do I need to
Yes, I am.
slow
Yes,
it
I am.
down? Okay. So now, because crypto is natively on X, like X is the primary place. Every project that comes out today, let's say someone wakes up and say, "Oh, I want to build a crypto company today." The first platform they create is Twitter. That's the first platform they create, because Twitter is first of all is the first place you is like your proof of work. Is where you prove prove your following, prove your engagement, prove your community, where you show your results. Everything happens about crypto happens on Twitter. So, but then when it comes to onboarding users, projects are beginning to look beyond Twitter, because Twitter is now becoming sounding like an echo chamber where everybody know each other. Everybody is like, the audiences are the same. So, but then you need to have, if you're going to achieve 1 million users, crypto users are not up to 1 million, to be up to 1 million, right, on X. So you need to go beyond. So they begin to look into TikTok and every other platform like Instagram. So that's why they're looking for someone who understands algorithm. So your experience now from Web2, this is where it comes into play. And you understanding how to use those platforms is going to come into play here. And so they're looking for someone who's obsessed with social media and know their IG. And then your following as a social media manager is not important, but the quality of your content, the quality of your brand on social media is important. You can't say you are a social media manager in crypto space and you don't have an X account. Or you don't even need up to 1,000 followers. If you have 500 followers, how how rich is your handle? I'm already going. I'm saying a lot this night, but then so it's totally fine because I want to start from beginning and walk us through and then bring us here. So but then you're ahead of trends, memes, and viral moments. Like I said actually now, you have to be in touch with. I'm going to show you how to do this because I'm assuming that you're okay. I'll assume I'll still ask you though. I'm assuming that you're very okay. Maybe you don't know who to follow, who to chat with, and all of that, who to engage with on X in order to be, because right now the way my Twitter is structured, I can't miss any news because I've made the algorithm work for me to make sure that the people that matter, whenever they make any posts, I see it. And whenever open my Twitter, the first thing I see in my feed are things that I need to know. That's how I was able to open my Twitter today, and I saw, oh wow, stocks can now be traded on traditional stocks cannot be traded in crypto space, and that's like a major news. And as a social media person, that's something to leverage on. I'm already thinking about even myself that I'm a marketing person, I'm a product marketer and a growth marketer. So I'm already thinking of how do I what do I make out of this thing? How do I make content? I was already working on content I'm going to post about it. If I'm going to make a video, make a thread, make a tweet, just to show that I'm in touch with what's happening. So you are ahead of trends, memes, and all of that. So these are what you go to look at all these things they listed here. So these are your expectations, these are your responsibilities. They expect you to have this, be someone who is like this, and they this is what you will be doing. You manage their social media presence across Twitter, Discord, and Telegram. So that's what I'm saying. Now, they say you're going to manage their social media presence across Discord and Telegram. Discord and Telegram are community building platforms. So most likely they might already have a community manager that you have to work closely with, because Twitter serves as a funnel at the top of the funnel to bring in people. The social media is at the top of the funnel, so you use it to generate leads into the communities. So you should be able to know how help to funnel these leads into this Discord and Telegram, and strategies and all of those things, ideas, and launch viral content, come up with very interesting ideas. So you have to learn how to. Now, crypto is a very serious place. It's not a place you start speaking big English, though. It's a place where you start. Don't worry, you're going to see some people. I'm going to show you some persons, some social media managers that are interesting to follow, or some founders that you can follow that are actually very, very interesting. And it's going to the more you follow these people, the more it's going to start influencing your vocabulary, so you can start sounding like them. Because if you are very into crypto, then the way you sound might even be noticeable and all of that. So you have to also know how to track performance metrics and adjust strategies and all of those things. So what I expected from you is 2+ years of experience as a social media manager. Awesome. You have 3 years experience. So you're good to go for this. You need to have prior Web3 experience. Okay, now this is on the gap here, right? Which can easily be breached. Very, very easy to breach. You need to mind active Web3 Twitter. Also very easy to breach. I tell people not to be afraid of, okay, you don't have this experience. You can get it in a month, right? You can get this in a month. All you have to do is to pick a 1 or 2 products, or even users. Like I could tell people, I tell people that have, most of the people that pass through us, if they're looking for a place to get started, we also connect people to internship opportunities. We have connected like about 5 people in the last 2-3 weeks, where you can get hands-on experience. So, but then the immediate offer I always give people is like, you can use us, you can use the Valicop brand to whatever you want to do. You can practice with us and then use it on your resume or your portfolio to say, oh, you gained a Web3 experience, because we are crypto native, basically. So let's say you want to use us to practice. You can use us to practice for as long as you want to have it on your resume or portfolio. If you want to know how many people that have used us in their resume, just go and type Bangkok Global on LinkedIn. You're going to see a lot of people say they are working with us. They're not working with us, so just basically people that pass through us and they needed to gain experience with having worked for a brand. So they offer maybe like a month of their time or 2 months of their time, and so they're able to use that on their resume. So yes, so this is so now you can use this and identify your gaps. Same thing for here, this platform too. So they're looking for so some similar stuff. Now look at this one now. They're looking for trust. Uh, Create and manage content from posts and trust newsletters. See, blog articles. I see now. So what I'm saying. Social media content manager. So in a way, they're looking for a writer who will create content for social media. But then it sounds like they're looking for a social media content. So is this like almost like two roles in one? I see now you're going to own our social media presence. So you're doing both social media management and content management here, like I said earlier. So be ready. See what I'm saying? You're going to be a crypto native and live. So this is your first assignment. Use this night and tomorrow before tomorrow's class, so that by tomorrow's class you'll be asking me questions about any challenge you have. So outline everything you learned, every experience you gathered while in Web2, that 3 years. What are those things you did there, the responsibilities you handled, and then what are those metrics, like the things that what are them called, the KPIs you achieved, your key performance indicators. For example, you grew the handle from 0 to 1,000. You achieved this amount of impressions. You were able to generate this amount of leads, campaigns. Maybe if you ran any campaigns that worked, and you know why it worked, those kind of things, put them together, and we can look at them tomorrow. But I wanted us to start from beginning of this class so that we can gradually get to these areas. So, but then I hope I was able to answer your question to a point, so you can get
Yes,
to
ma. Very
read.
well. Very well. Thank you, ma.